Hi everyone, have a good day. My name is Sandy M. Hobog from BSBA Financial Management. So, for today, we will discuss about the Article 1319. Article 1319 is consent is manifested by the meeting of the offer and the acceptance upon the thing and the cost, which are to constitute the contract. The offer must be certain and the acceptance absolute. A qualified acceptance constitute a counter offer. So, this is how each party agrees or how agreement agreed to um to accordance by the contract, and it is understand or it is effectiveness to understand by everyone. Acceptance made by the letter or telegram does not bind the offerer except from the time it came to his knowledge. The counter is such in case is presumed to have been entered into the place where the offer was made. So there are two types of consent: the consent and the current of offer and acceptance. So consent and acceptance. So let's talk about the consent. The consent. So consent is conformity of wills, and with reference to contract, it is the agreement of the will of one of the contracting party with another or others upon the object and terms of the contract. This is the essential of consent. It is essential for consent to be given properly that is given by two or more competent parties, freely, spontaneously, and intelligently, and that the intention of the parties had been clearly and unmistakable expressed. And let's talk about the acceptance. Acceptance is required. That the acceptance be absolute simply means that it must be very respect, meet, and respond with the terms and condition of the offer, plain and unconditional. So let's take an example about the Article 1319. So in illustration 1, Raf said Darren asked this question: "Do you agree to buy my bicycle for 8,000 pesos?" And Darren, in answer to Raf, said, "Yes, I agree." Here, the offer of Raf to sell his bicycle to Darren is certain, and acceptance to Darren to buy the bicycle is absolute, plain, and conditional. So, this qualified acceptance is this. In the preceding illustration, supposing Darren, instead of agreeing to pay Raf 8,000 for the price of the bicycle, proposed to pay only 6,000. Raf afford is 6,000 for the bicycle. Eh, was there a valid acceptance, or is there a valid acceptance? The answer is no. The proposal to Darren to Raf to pay for lesser amount constitute a counter offer. If Raf accept the counter offer of 6,000 instead of 8,000, the contract between them is perfected. So, let's take another example. So, this. Illustration 2. Zyko and Sarah executed a contract for an option to buy Palma Central for 1 million. But no stipulation was made as to how such the first payment would be and when it should be paid. Zyko wrote to Sarah accepting the contract tending 100,000 pesos as his first payment before the option period expired. Sarah wrote to Zyko starting that the option contract of November 7, 1918 was cancelled and annulled. On the same day, Zyko brought suit against Sarah to compel the execute the deeds of sale and conveyance of the Palm Central and and state and to pay. In addition, 500,000 as damage. Sarah demurred on the ground that the contract does not specify the part of the price that was be paid in cash and the part of was to be paid within the period not exceeding 3 years. Zyko later learned that Zara has already sold the property to Whiter and Conception for 1,500 pesos. No. 1,500,000 pesos. The issue is this: whether or not there was a perfected contract of sale. The contract was not valid as an option because there was no consideration, but it was at least offered to sell. When plaintiff tendered 100,000 as part payment, acceptance involved a proposal not contained in the offer. This proposal, in turn, required the acceptance by Sarah. The failure of Sarah to accept prevented the perfection of the contract. What is the consent? The consent is manifested by the meeting of the offer and the acceptance upon the thing and the case, which are to constitute the contract. So that would be for today. So thank you for listening, and I hope that you will understand about the Article 1319. So thank you.